Hello everyone, this is the Buy Local Show. I'm your host Kent Roberts, and I'm here with Adrienne Reddick of Elegant Exquisite Events.
Hello.
Thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So you have an event planning company, I assume, since it's called Elegant Exquisite Events. So how did you decide to get into event planning?
Actually, a friend of mine recommended it because I was always the one planning all of the social events at work. So if there was a birthday party, if there was boss's day, anything going on, I was always the one to plan it. So she said, you should do this. And that's how it started.
Cool. All right. So you're a St. Pete native, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So since this obviously is the Buy Local Show, what about St. Petersburg do you particularly like, St. Petersburg, the city?
What I like about St. Pete is the fact that within 15 minutes you can be anywhere. You can be on the beach, you can be at the Vinoy, you can be at any location. Mm-hmm. And there are quite a few places to have very nice and unique events. So that's what I really love about the city.
Did you need to get any kind of specialized training in order to get into event planning, or?
Most people, when they do event planning, they don't. They just start doing events. But I searched for a long time because I felt like to be credible in this business, I needed to have some credentials. So I found a class that was offered through the Wedding Planning Institute at St. Pete College. And I went to that class and then became certified as a wedding and event planner.
Cool. How is Elegant Exquisite Events integrated with the local community? And how are you personally integrated with the local community?
Well, because I grew up here, my family is very much around St. Pete. My parents were entrepreneurs when I was growing up. They had a fish market. My uncle was one of the Courageous 12s in the police department. And I belong to one of the largest black churches in St. Pete, Mount Zion Progressive. My mom is a nurse and was a nurse for Dr. Ralph Wimbish, who was one of the black doctors in the south side of St. Pete. So my family has been in the community for a long time, and I'm just trying to follow in their footsteps.
What do you think is the biggest struggle that you've had as a small business so far?
The biggest thing I think is just getting your name out there. People wanting to utilize your service because you have to prove yourself. And there, you always have to have that first customer. And so my first event was a Sweet 16 birthday party. It was the first paying event that I had. And friends of mine, their daughter was turning 16, and they said, we want you to do it. And that, from there, gave me a lot of experience. So I had the one customer behind me and was able to get a testimonial from them. And so from there, started to really get my name out there from them getting other people.
In terms of business principles, do you think are important? What principles do you hold dear as an entrepreneur?
The two most important principles to me are honesty and integrity. So if you come to me and you tell me what you want, I'm not going to try to talk you into doing something different. I'm going to look at what your vision is, how I can get you to that vision and exceed it, so that at the end of the night, at the end of the event, you're well pleased with what I've come up with and what we've done. So I'm going to talk to you every step of the way. I'm going to ask questions, very detailed questions about what you're looking for, come up with a plan. I do a lot of inspiration boarding, so I kind of look at different things and put that together for my client so they can visualize what the night might look like, and then go from there. So I always want to make sure that I'm giving them exactly what they want.
Great. Okay. Cool. So customized and making it personal and everything like
exactly.
That. It sounds like. Who? I think when we were talking earlier, you mentioned a mentor that was particularly important to you.
Yes.
And how was I guess, who is this person and how is she particularly influential to you?
Her name is Amanda Allen from MMD Events, And she actually was my instructor for the event planning class, but she also afforded me an opportunity to intern with her company. The one thing that she did is she exposed us to so many people in the business, which I think when you're starting out is invaluable. Mm-hmm. So we did a lot of site visits at hotels. She had a lot of guest speakers in, and she and I continue to have a good relationship to this day. If there's anything I come up against, I'm able to go and sit and talk with her. Her husband as well, Matt Allen. They just have always been very giving to me. So that's how they definitely, and they run their business in such a way that I like to pattern myself after what they do.
Nice. What kind of advice do you have for someone who's wanting to start their own business? Because obviously it's intimidating to people to start their own business.
Definitely. I would say first look at something that you love to do. It needs to be a passion is the first point. Secondly, research. You've got to research the market. You know, is it oversaturated? Is there a space for you? Look for a niche in order to be able to even if there are other people there, that you can service once and build from that niche. That would be my biggest thing, is to, and then go get the education. If there's some way to get your certification in whatever it is that you want to do, take advantage of it. Spend the money to get your certification. Understand what type of business you're going to set up. Is it going to be a sole proprietorship? Are you going to have a partnership? What type of licenses will you need to have in order to conduct businesses? Because there's a lot of things that you need to do that we don't often think about. So take advantage of the local business assistance centers that are out here in St. Pete, as well as some of the other counties around.
Right. Okay. And what are some of the types of events that you've been doing? I remember you said something about a contract that you had with the magazine.
I do all types of events, so I've had from birthday parties, graduation parties, but one of the biggest things I've gotten is I'm on contract with the Power Broker magazine as their special events director. So the first event that I did for them was their Top 50 Business Edition, which focused and showcased the top 50 black businesses within the Tampa Bay area, and also showcased the top 30 Black and Hispanic executives within the Tampa Bay area. So I set up the reception as well as coordinated with the photographer and all those things to get that done. And so the edition just came out and it was fabulous.
Nice. All right. So, and again, this is Power Broker is the name of the magazine?
The Power Broker magazine. Gypsy Gallardo is the publisher.
Cool. All right. So, what do you? Okay. So the Power Broker thing. Now, how would someone, if they wanted to find out about Elegant Exquisite Events, how would they find you online?
They can find me online at www.eevents.com.
Okay, cool. So www. Say that one more time.
eeventswithaz.com.
eeventswithaz.com. Okay, cool. So this has been great. This again is Adrienne Reddick, and she is with Elegant Exquisite Events, which is a local business in St. Petersburg, Florida. And thank you, Adrienne, for being with us today.
Thank you.
Yeah, I really appreciate it. Okay, so this is the Buy Local Show. I'm your host, Kent Roberts, and we will be back in a moment with our next guest. Thanks a lot, and stay tuned.